Comedy Jonah.
What's
Hello.
up? How's it
Well,
going?
it's going so great. Welcome, everybody, to our Big Brother 23, episode 25. Not 24, like it says on you now. Not 35, like it says on YouTube. It's actually episode 25.
For us, because we count in our pre-show
Yeah,
at the very beginning. Yeah,
exactly. Or
exactly.
because you're the Tiffany to my Claire. You just
Oh,
got my back and you're making it work. It's
do what
definitely
I
not
can.
because I misnumbered
I
somewhere
I
along
do
the
what I
way.
can right as you lead me to the slaughter. I do what
Well, nobody needs to be slaughtered as long as they follow, like, and subscribe. It is the best way to help support our shows. Make sure that you are following, liking, and subscribing Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. You know, like I say, I post a lot of things on the TikToks and on the Insta stories because it's
Ooh,
just easy for me to edit a little, mashup on those places. So
you're like in between like a millennial and a Generation X.
I am. That is what I am. I am just like that. So people should check out all of our places and make sure you're
Yeah.
following. It is a great way to support. Of course, sharing the show is awesome too. Let people know we're live now. Let them know that we're live if you're watching this back in the future. You guys thumbsing up in YouTube, hitting that
Little,
bell,
little,
commenting,
little.
all of it. We appreciate it so much. The more of you that do it, you make the case for us to cover Survivor. And John really wants to cover Survivor.
I do. I love Survivor. And I see Stephanie in the YouTube chat. Hey, Stephanie.
Hello, Stephanie. Thank you for leaving your comments in the YouTube chat. Thank you, Lori and Robin over on You Now. I see there are top two fans already. And of course, you can leave your comments in the chats while we're live. John is manning the YouTube chat. I'm manning the You Now chat. You can always tweet us your questions using hashtag YRRLive to be part of the show.
There you go.
Welcome.
There you
Welcome.
go.
Welcome, everyone. So much to talk about between what has happened on the feeds today, what has happened, in tonight's episode. I know people want our opinions, and like we say, we love when all of you weigh in on, what you're thinking too. So I say let's jump right into it, John.
Well, the first thing I want to know, because isn't this the comp that Hannah won this past POV? Like, did she beat Nicole Anthony's time? Do we know?
Um,
Does anyone know who's
I'm
watching?
like this close, right? Like how much I'm holding on to, like I'm so holding on right now. And you just shooting me. You're just like shooting at me.
Let's just get it done.
No, she didn't. She didn't be. Who the hell knows? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, we won't know until they show the episode and we look at the time. I will say, speaking of times, though, what I thought was interesting in tonight's episode is that we got to see the times that people fell, like Derek
Mhm.
holding on 2 minutes, who is 4 minutes. Um,
Yeah.
Yet, always interesting to me in the competitions that actually matter, we're never allowed to know the times.
That's a very good point.
Like a POV that we don't get to see on the feeds, or it's so funny how the only time we get times is on a comp that plays out live in the feeds that they can't
Mhm.
lie about.
Right. You know what
It's
else
just
I thought was
what?
really interesting was,
Tell
the
me.
first three people become have-nots. Why didn't Claire just be the fourth person to drop? Why be a have-not?
Well, we know she's regretting it now. Um, it made no sense. I do
Made
not
no sense.
understand. Well, look, I mean, here's the thing. I see Courtney in chat is saying she tried. I watched this competition live with everyone. I don't. I don't know. She was sick. She was sick. I thought it was Hannah. Like everybody kind of had an excuse. Like Hannah said that she because she had the head injury
Had
from
the
the
head
hammock
injury.
on the
That
pre.
makes sense. But Claire dropping before not becoming a have-not didn't make sense to me.
It didn't. I would have held on one more person.
Yeah, Derek F didn't have a chance. Everybody in the cookout was, kind of saying this was going to be Oz's HOH. We see Ozza slipping. She's crouched down on there. And it just seemed in this edit tonight that, Kylan or Tiffany just really didn't be like, hang in there, girl. Nothing. Like they were just there and they were going to hold on as long as they could, which is what happened.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't understand why she didn't hold on one more minute. I'm seeing, Little Big Red says Claire had motion sickness. I don't feel like that was
Mhm.
Claire. I feel like Alyssa was the one that was that whose story was the motion sickness.
Well, I
You
mean,
know,
Ozza threw up. We saw her throw. She was dizzy and got motion
yeah,
sickness and threw up her lunch or breakfast or dinner or whatever. Yeah, so it was
lunch.
just odd. And then just the confusion, like Kai sitting there going, hey, what's going on, Tiffany? And Tiffany just, and him getting upset with her for doing the exact same thing he wants to do. And the way
Makes
he speaks about it, I've got you stuck in my head, Eric, with the whole serial killer thing, the main character, you. And so for him to legitimately be like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Tiffany? What's the
Tiffany, what are you
plan? Don't
doing?
you know the plan? It was very obvious. It was just like, God, you're so weird, you know?
I 100%. I think that Kylan does not have a, I want to say, bridge to stand on, bridge to burning bridges, legs to stand on. No offense, Denise. And uh, you did the same thing to Ozza.
Right. You did the same thing too. But with the way he phrases it, and you can even feel like his energy, like he truly doesn't get it. And it's like you don't have that like human ability to kind of put yourself in maybe in other people's shoes. Like you're just very, you
No,
know,
no. He
yeah.
does he does not get it. He does not get it at all. And like we have seen this comp go on for so long. Now, granted, when it's a whole alliance playing, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that's why
I love watching.
we. You love watching people hit an elephant. I mean, I can't imagine. I can't imagine how difficult that must be. To me, it doesn't seem that difficult, so I'll never get it. I'll never
Right.
understand why they seem like that's. I guess there's a lot of spinning. I don't. I don't know. I don't know why it's a difficult one.
Well, we saw like on a past episode, and I think even on some of the feeds, because I also go through the BB Updates account that's part of your reality recaps to get my updated news and stuff. And we saw Kylan was, kind of building his resume. Of course, we saw him approach Hannah about taking him off. So that kind of put red flags too. But then, for Tiffany to do the same thing, then all of a sudden seems like she's being villainized when she's doing the exact same thing. I don't.
Okay, well, number one, Tiffany can't do any wrong, and Tiffany winning gave us, this gif.
It gave us this gift, and it also gave us history.
Yeah,
She's won 2 HOHs in 7 days. No one's done that. She made it BB history.
I know. I love how they're like, she won back to back. She won back to back. She didn't win back to back. Claire was in the middle. So I mean,
Silent middle,
there's
yeah.
that. So I mean, if we're really gonna say that's I don't know. Like I don't get like I get it, but I also don't get it. She didn't win back to back. I know but like I want to say we're arguing semantics, but we're not arguing semantics. It
Well,
was an actual HOH in between.
There was an HOH, but not. I mean, there was a high roller thing. That's really all it was. It wasn't an endurance comp like this one that she just recently won, or the last HOH. Like it was an HOH. Everybody got to participate. Not everybody got to participate
Yeah.
in the secret one. So these are two legitimate HOHs, and that's how I look at it.
Oh, I'm not delegitimizing her
Oh, don't
HOH
even get me
wins.
started, Curto.
I don't get why we're saying it's back to back. I think it's amazing that I see what you're saying. The other one is part of a twist
That not everyone got to play in.
that not everyone got to play in. Okay, I get it.
Did I just win?
You won.
For the first. Okay, can everybody look outside and see if the sky's red? Because I don't know what's happening. I've never been in this position before.
And to your point, when they're like, "Oh, why are they villainizing Tiffany?" Blah blah blah. You know, not for nothing. Kylan could have fell earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe for 1 second that Xavier threw it. I don't believe for 1 second that Xavier threw this competition. Xavier, he fell. And he's trying to act like, of course I threw it. Of course I threw it. No, you didn't. You fell on purpose. You would have held on. If you were really that worried about Kylan and Tiffany, why wouldn't you hold on until they fell? Now, granted, I know because he doesn't want to have to be the one to take a shot against Alyssa, but
Right.
again, if you're actually worried that Tiffany might not take a shot at Claire, win, and take a shot at you, then I don't get why you're holding on. I'm just sick of these guys boo-hooing. I'm sick of all of the Cookout men. Like, honestly, Kylan has gotten a lot better, being out of control. I think Kylan without HOH-itis is way more tolerable.
I love that.
But Xavier ramps up his douchiness, and while I will always stay true to I love Derek Frazier, he makes me laugh. I think he is the comedic heart of that, show for me. I know a lot of people don't really care for him, to which I'd say I don't know how the people that don't care for him like me. I feel like we have the exact same sense of humor. But, like, he literally did in his DR tonight what I tweeted out. The whole, I'm a master at being like, oh my god, I love what you're saying, person that we're interviewing, when I don't give a fuck. Oh, I really can't. Oh, okay, I'm gonna... Yes, you totally won the POV during the double. Yes. You did. Like, I get it.
No.
So it's just like, and then he did that in the DR tonight. But I'm getting sick of DF's whole like, woe is me, I'm too big for the physical comps, and then I lose the physical comp. But I'm not smart enough for a mental, alright, now, so I need a mental comp, but I'm not smart enough to win the mental comp. And I just need a physical comp, but one that involves standing still, and then we get that one and I lose that one.
I think he needs one that involves a nap. Like, who can nap the longest?
Right.
Like, I was really, and he even said it tonight in the episode, like, channel your father. For God's sakes, he was like a famous boxer. He had bad moments. He had to sit there and just plow through it. And that's what you got to do, Big D. Come on.
Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. Again, if you haven't seen my TikTok.
But I love Ozza. Gave him a nice pep talk. I felt bad that Ozza was an HOH. Then maybe she couldn't see her parents like she wanted to. Yeah, I loved how Tiffany, everybody wants to see my HOH room.
Derek's like, nope. No, we don't. But in all honesty, that is what I am saying about Derek. Like, I'm not liking his boo-hoo, woe is me, shit hasn't been thrown to me attitude. It's very like, I'm a child, I'm taking my toys and going home, temper tantrum. And it's just not a good look on him for someone who is so safe in this game. Here's my thing. don't understand any of the Cookout members complaining about anything when they all know they have each other's back until 6. The only thing that makes sense to me is when they're going in the DR, the producers are saying to them, look, we have a show to edit. We need some drama. Go out there and act like you're mad. Go out there and act like you're thinking of turning on the Cookout. Like, that's the only thing that would make sense to me, because I don't understand why any of these people are pretending like they're not sticking to the alliance.
Well, I think there some things that you say are correct, but then I also look at the Xavier side, I look at Oz's side, Hannah's side. This is what the plan was. The plan was for it was Claire and in your turn, Tiffany, to be on the block this week. Everybody agreed upon it, and then she switched it at the last minute. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's where some of their boo-hooing was. But at this point, I mean, like you said in the last show, who cares if they even know about the Cookout now at this point? They have the votes, right? Now it's just
Well,
like, okay, they have the votes to stay in the house as the 6, but now they need to do the jury management stuff. And so if Tiffany's not going to be, she can't be responsible for sending Claire home, or she's not going to have Claire's vote. She's going to learn about the Cookout and be a little upset that all this effort and stuff she's put into her relationship with Tiffany was BS, because she had this alliance that she created and got sent home by Tiffany. I don't think she's going to get her vote. So, you know,
I know the answer.
spoiler alerts, we know Alyssa won the POV. So now Claire has to be put up, and it's on Tiffany's HOH. So
Well, we have to save that. We're not done with tonight. I have a lot to
okay.
say about
Okay.
that at the you're going to get a big angry Eric over that whole situation, but I got to build up to that.
We need the foreplay. We need the
Yeah, well,
foreplay.
we need more of the foreplay. I feel like we owe Tiffany a debt of gratitude here. Really, she spared us from another Kylan HOH. Really, she wasn't just saving Claire, she's saving all of us.
Mm-hmm.
She understood we didn't want to have another week of Kylan. Could you
True.
imagine?
No,
Like,
absolutely. Yeah.
like, God bless Tiffany that she won this HOH, and on the feed she was like, I'm not doing one-on-ones. We're good. Everyone go to bed. I got this. I know what I'm doing. Talk to y'all tomorrow. If Kylan would have won this goddamn HOH, we would have fucking broke out the Candyland boards. He's probably shaved off the top of the halfway party cake with everyone's pictures on it, which has now like solidified into hard candy chips that he can use as people's actual fucking faces, where he probably like glues them to his own face, like when the serial killers like to wear your skin. So he's probably like doing that shit. It would have been a nightmare. So
A nightmare.
thank
And
you,
all
Tiffany.
that for nothing, because they know what they're supposed to do.
Right.
The
So
plan's already been set.
what they should be doing is being like, thank you, Tiffany, for saving us. Oh, are you going to be the one to have to lose a jury vote and go after Claire? Thank you for also taking that on to spare us a Kylan HOH. Thank you is the words people should be saying.
True. But you know what? Like Tiffany and like Kylan say, not only is the Cookout important, but your individual game is too. Because if you're going to sit there and the final 2 people are just yes people to the Cookout and haven't really done anything, it's not going to be good.
Well, let's, so, okay, I want to know if chat thinks that Tiffany made the correct decision from winning HOH. I say she 100% did. Do you think that was the smart decision for her to win HOH?
Well, Nancy Drew and you on the YouTube. Can I be any older? Says no, Kylan HOH. So she agrees with you.
I see Chastity, Denise,
Mm-hmm.
Becca, Annie, Diane, all of them saying yes, it was. Absolutely. She saved us from
Yep.
Kylan. She won the best game in one
Jermaine says
night.
nope. Yeah.
Who says nope?
Jermaine says nope, no Kyle and
Oh.
HOH. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I was going to have to block him.
No, I will unblock you. Jermaine.
I love him. He knows I'm kidding. Okay. So, yeah, I think she made the right move. As we saw in her DR, she wants to keep Claire safe. Now, again, I know a lot of people like to, cherry pick, my tweets out of context or apart, but I gotta tell y'all, this is a perfect example of what I'm saying with Tiffany lies to us in the DRs, and I am not saying that that is wrong. I think that is what you have to do to win. But look at last week, how many times in the DR Tiffany said to us last week, I'm willing to let Claire go. It's Claire's time to go. Claire's got to go. I'll get her out. Whatever. I want her to go now. Let her go first. Then we get to the HOH. Tiffany is fighting to the death to save Claire. And in the DR being like, Claire can't go. I'm going to save Claire. So which is it, Tiffany? But I don't care which one it is. I don't care which one it is. You're doing it great, Tiffany. You are not letting production know.
She's been doing this to us for weeks. She did it with DX. All uproared all this stuff in the house to try to save the DX, and then went, nope, I voted him out. He's best, better for my game in the cookout. Why do all that? I mean, are you bored in the house? Are you just
bored
leaving
in the house
around?
and in the house bored? That's a TikTok thing, Grandpa. Don't. It's a last year TikTok thing. I'm sorry.
But I mean, she just has done this to us for weeks now, and of course it's entertaining, but it's like, where are you truly? I mean, we really have to kind of really look at her actions. I mean, even when she's speaking into the camera on the live feeds, But what I've said weeks ago is that once they start getting to that final 6 cookout and some of those guys are still there, what's going to happen, ladies? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
we need to get Kylan out. You need to hope you be able to win the HOH or the POV. Like, is it safer? We saw tonight where Tiffany and Claire were talking about the final 4 ladies that they were proposing. Like, but I just don't believe anything anymore that Tiffany says. But I want her to win. I think she's doing great.
Yeah, I want to talk about all of that, and I think that's what a lot of people want to hear us talk about too, since all of this HOH stuff has been over days ago. I think the last moment we need to talk about from the episode is one of my favorite ones. Of course, I'm talking about the yellow dress.
Oh my God, the yellow dress.
There has probably not been a moment that I don't know when I have laughed as hard as I have at this yellow dress moment.
Alyssa, it's really tight.
Looks really bad on you.
Yep.
I just like how she's like, I hope the dress catches on fire. I hope the dress is covered in fucking crabs that got in her vagina. I've been waiting to wear this dress for forever, and I will rather have her claw it from my cold, dead hands if she crawls through glass and, ghost zombies. Lissa walks in. You got the dress? Right over there, sweetie!
Rolling her eyes.
Right over there. Go get it. Go grab it.
When she was talking and just like, I think it might be a little tight. Be careful with just rolling her eyes. It was so funny. Oz is so funny.
I love Azza. I just have so much to say about Azza. So, are there any other moments from tonight's episode that you want to talk about, John? Or should we jump over to the live feed and what has been going on the live feeds?
Let's do the live feeds. I don't think there was a whole lot. I had the yellow dress.
Yeah, there was nothing. I mean, they dragged out.
We haven't already known for a week now.
Nothing we haven't already talked about nonstop. I want to talk about the newness. So like you said, yes, Alyssa won the HOH with the POV, which we know was Zingbot. And it was the one that Davon won last season. The tweezers where you have to like
Oh
the
my
mini.
God, really?
Yes, so that was
With
what
the
the
little bottles and stuff and oh, I hated that one.
yes. So that is what the POV is going to be on Wednesday night. We know that Alyssa won it. Thank you, Alyssa, for injecting momentary drama into our lives and
Yeah.
then have it crashing down all around us today. Yeah, the tiny POV. I haven't really heard a lot of the zings. The only one I kind of heard was something like Alyssa's was it's so weird that you're from the Sunshine State because you're not very bright.
Oh my God.
Which, not for nothing, I don't see Alyssa as stupid.
No.
Like, there have been a lot of ditzy, stupid people that play this game, and I don't really necessarily see Alyssa as someone that's
I
stupid.
and I don't because and there was a moment I wanted to talk about with this episode when she
Yeah,
sat
no,
down with
go.
Tiffany and going and talking about the jury votes. That was not stupid. She's not stupid. Like
No, she's
Alyssa knew what she
super
was
smart.
talking about. And when she laid it all out, I could see it in Tiffany's face too. Oh shit, you know what? Maybe Tiffany hasn't been thinking that far ahead. So no, Alyssa was really smart. But of course, Tiffany says, I should consider that. And then we know it's the opposite.
Right, 100.
Whatever
100.
Tiffany says, it's the opposite. Yeah.
Oh, it
But no,
is
she's not
the
stupid. I'd heard a Zingbot. What was it with Xavier and Azza? It was something
Oh, you
about
did?
them.
Oh, that's helpful. I heard Derek Frazier's. I heard Derek Frazier's was something like you've really left your mark on this game, a skid mark. So, they told Kylan to maybe Kylan's was maybe shut the fuck up, Kylan.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Claire's was something about her being like Bigfoot, which I agree, and I've been saying thank you to well, I know they watch our shows, but thank you to whoever's watched. They apparently really liked my Claire looks like she's from The Walking Dead and keeps getting crazier and crazier in her GRs with her
And her hair's
big
crazy.
hair and her. So yeah, I agree with that one. Um, but yeah, and I also always say it's a gift when Zingbot calls you dumb or downplays your game in that house. I know house guests don't like it on a normal season, not this season with this alliance, controlling
Yeah.
everything, but if it was a balance of power season, that is a gift for Zingbot to make any of the players look less threatening in the game, in my opinion. It makes players, even if it's only subconsciously, consider you as a non-threat.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, she wins. The cookout is now going crazy. They don't know what they're gonna do. Is Tiffany gonna backdoor? Not backdoor. Maybe backdoor. Is Tiffany gonna put two of us on the block together? What's Tiffany gonna do? All of Twitter is going crazy. Now, if you remember, at the end of John and mine and John's last show, which you can check out, you asked me this same question. There was people in the chat. I believed I yelled at everyone and said, in no fucking way is the cookout going against each other. How many times do I have to tell you? And guess what? They're not going against each other. Tiffany is going to put Claire on the block. However, we will get to that. The funny part of this all is they had these intense strategy sessions the past 24 hours where they're trying to figure out, all right, how does this make sense? What are we going to tell Claire? Everybody is trying to figure out how do we go about this so that the cookout does not get exposed. The mental gymnastics they are all doing to figure this out. Now, the idea which Xavier did come up with, I actually thought made sense and was good. They said that Tiffany should tell Claire, look, we know next week is double, or we highly suspect it. Derek and Azza made a deal with me. If I keep them both off the block, they will not nominate me or you, Claire, during the double eviction. So
Ooh.
I have to put you up in order to guarantee our safety for next week. You know that you're not going anywhere. You have the votes. This is such an easy thing for me and you both to do to ensure we will be safe heading into the double. So after hours of strategy and nonstop talks, this is the plan that they came up with. They did role playing where like Derek would pretend to be Claire and hit, Tiffany with the hard questions. How could you do it? They did all of it. Which, as we know, none of it mattered. And again, we'll get to that in a minute. But here's my whole thing, and here's where I get angry about this. For fuck's sake, just tell them already. This is the stupidest shit I've ever seen now. You know that one of them is going, and then there's only one more left. You know that they are going to find out in jury. Why are you all burning your games? In other words, I don't think it's stupid them keeping the cookout a secret, but they know it's going to be exposed. What I think is completely stupid is what you're saying now is, rather than having 4 days to get Claire and Alyssa on board and understand the reason you have all done this. It's literally like you have a captive jury member to pitch your case to. They cannot go anywhere. You have 4 days to make them understand. Instead, you're like, nope, I'm gonna lie to them, betray them, backstab them, send them to the jury, and hope in the 30 seconds I get to talk to them on finale night, I'll be able to make them understand and win them over. It doesn't make any sense anymore. To watch the 6 of these people who have created the best alliance that we've ever seen play this game go from understanding that they're the best alliance to literally having zero faith in their alliance that they can win one competition, and even if they were to lose it, still have 5 more chances to take out Alyssa, still is like, oh, we're so scared to tell her. It's the stupidest shit I've seen. It's so bad for your games.
Well, I just think too, and I agree with you, and I think that, when people stand up on eviction night and they say, here's why you should keep me, because I'm do this, and what's best for your game, and there's a secret, nobody listens to that.
No.
And it's literally the same type of thing on finale night when they ask the question, tell me what your biggest move was. They've already made up their mind. They don't need Dr. Will to sit there and count. They don't need it. They already know. So I agree with you. You have these 2 jurors. They're going to be jurors.
Yes.
Let's plead your case. This is what's been happening. Stop letting, I think with Tiffany too, I'm annoyed that stop sitting there giving Claire false hope. All it's going to do is not let her vote for you, Tiffany. Just tell her. Same with Xavier with Alyssa. Just what?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're 100% right. That's why I was getting so frustrated with Hannah last night. Because again, when I say literally, it was 24 hours of these intense plans where like Hannah is like, all right, I got it. I'm going to go to Alyssa and I'm going to make a final 2 deal with her. And I'm like, why, Hannah? Again, Hannah is such a smart player. I don't understand what happened in the past 24 hours in this house. All the really smart game players have just been making piss poor game decisions.
Is she on slop? Does slop make you dumb?
No, she is not. But she is just feeding Alyssa these spoonfuls of bullshit that Hannah knows.
Of hope.
Yeah. No, it's
Google.
bullshit because
I
it's
know.
not Hope. And
Dude,
Hannah is aware. She is smart. It is coming out. The information on the cookout is coming out. And when it comes out, you're
yeah,
bonding with Alyssa and feeding her a fake final two is what is going to lose you her vote. Because she's going to be like,
exactly.
Hannah, that was 1 day ago. So you knew 1 day ago we were never making it to the final two. So you were just trying to make me look like an idiot on the hammock?
And you're not getting my vote. Yeah.
And you're not
If
getting my vote.
right.
I mean, look. And then, Xavier
And I
kind of
won't be
saying
on the
this.
group text either after the show.
Right. And I don't, oh my God, and I don't understand Xavier either, where Xavier kind of walks around with this, attitude of, well, it sucks, jurors, one of us black people are winning. And I'm like, nobody wants to not vote for you because you're black people. Like, I don't think any of the partners or the duos are going to be like, I'm not voting for a black person to win. So, like, I don't get why he keeps saying that. Like, that's the thing that those jurors are going to be mad about.
And
Because
I
I
think
don't think they are.
Well, I think, and then to Kyland and Tiffany's point, like they're not just in the Cookout Alliance, but they're also playing and
Right.
racking up resume points. So if they're in the final two, they have something to talk about where Xavier kind of has just stayed safe. He doesn't have a
Yeah.
whole lot. He's been working with the Alliance, going with the flow. I mean, he's a great guy. He's athletic. He's gorgeous. But I mean, if you compare Derek F's game and Xavier's, is there much difference?
I mean, no, there is not really. I mean, the thing that annoyed me, and now I did not see this, but I was reading updates. Apparently, as we saw in tonight's episode, Xavier is very annoyed. He feels Tiffany made a selfish move, as
Yeah,
does
we saw it tonight.
on tonight's episode.
Yeah,
However, Tiffany has said to them, all right, look, I got to put up Claire. I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell Claire tomorrow, which is today. And I'm going to put her up. But what I need from all of you is safety. I need assurance from all of you that you will not nominate me or make me a backdoor next week, or if it's a double. And of course, they're all like, yes, yes, we won't do that to you, Tiffany. But then we know the second Tiffany walks away, Derek Frazier, Kylan, Xavier, they're all just like, oh no, we're doing it to her. We're 100% doing it to her. And then apparently today, Xavier was like, boy, I hope no one in the cookout accidentally goes home during the double this week, because then I wouldn't have to honor the deals anymore and I could keep Alyssa in this game.
that's some shady shade.
And here's what makes me so frustrated is we know all of this is happening and Tiffany, I don't want to say does not realize she's a target. I think Tiffany does understand she is in danger next week. She, I think, understands there's a great possibility she goes home before Alyssa, and if not, immediately following Alyssa.
Listen,
And what?
yeah, Tiffany girl, you in danger, girl, next week. Okay, you
But
take
she
it from
doesn't
Whoopi.
care. This
I
is
I
where
know.
this is where I think I said it perfectly in my tweet. Like, I honestly, everyone knows Tiffany was my pick to win from the beginning. I have loved her all through this. I love her still now. I have such respect for her that she is willing to burn
No, no,
$750 for her morals and integrity.
no.
I would
I would not.
never do that. And I realize that that is my privilege as a white
You
person.
It is, and I get it too. I'm white as well, but What I don't understand is you've already lied and manipulated up to this
Yes.
point. Just dive into the deep end. Do you know what I mean? Like you've already done it. Like
But
let's say at this point, if it stops and Claire finds out about the cookout, she's still going to be a little mad. You've already done it. You've already given her false hope in so many different ways and thinking it's you two, us together. But really, Claire's going to find out that she was just Tiffany's pawn. So that's all done. Keep going. Stay the course, Tiffany.
I mean, I think it's just so hard. We don't have the ability to understand what it is like to come out of this game and
Hmm.
have a community of people probably feel like you let them down. I am sure everyone in the cookout would feel like you guys started on this mission, you told us this mission the whole time, then you went against the mission. Like I can't imagine what that pressure to play the game would feel like. I can only
Hmm.
think about it from a gay person's perspective. And if somebody, if there was the gay alliance in the house and we're working together for gay rights and gay marriage and all of that stuff. And I hate, and again, I I understand that this is a totally separate issue, but I would be like, yeah, and I'm going to go raise all the awareness from the show after with my $750,000. Because what I'm doing
Right.
right now is I'm playing a game that one of us wins. I am
Right.
not sacrificing it.
Yeah. And that's why you keep up your individual game. Be
Yeah,
in the
but
all
she
gay
can't.
alliance, LGBTQ plus A. Be that. Do that. Promote. Yes. Marriage equality, all of that stuff. But build that resume up. Get those back-to-back
Well, that's
HOHs.
what she did
Devise the
tonight.
whole plan with the gay alliance. Do you know what I mean? Like have some
Yeah,
stuff because at the end of the day, six people aren't going to be sitting there splitting the money.
I think that's where the cookout. I mean, I don't want to say where they went wrong, but I think it's where I mean, they didn't go wrong at all because their plan is flawless. But I think
Well,
Tiffany now probably realizes I shouldn't have said six. I should have said get us to jury
right.
is the goal as to not. But I mean, the goal of the cookout was to have one of them be the winner. So
Right.
really, I do get it. They needed to get to six. But I feel like they could have had a little wiggle room if they said jury. But then again, the thing that is frustrating to me is you're having the winner now. It is over. You're getting Claire out. It is over. There is six of you and Alyssa. You did it. You did the mission. Like I don't get why
Like
they can't
yeah. Like let
tell them. And I'm only frustrated. I am not frustrated from oh, I'm sick of all of them being together. I hate who they took out. To be clear, my frustration with the cookout has nothing to do with the, racial overtones that people like say.
right.
Here's my frustration. I don't want fucking Kyland or Xavier to win. The thing that pisses me off is Tiffany's not winning this game now. Tiffany, Aza, Hannah, the three
Right.
people I would want to win, they have zero chance because of this now. Kyland is
Right.
telling people in his DRs, he told Sarah Beth, he 100% armed Sarah Beth with information to go take to that jury. So now what is happening, because Tiffany is doing what is better for five other people than herself, she
Right.
removes somebody who was actually on her side and has no clue that the three guys are all gunning for her
Well, they're in
right
their
now.
own
It's
alliance, or what is it? The
Yes,
Trinity? You're in their own alliance.
it is over for Tiffany. And I don't understand how you end your own game and your own chance at $750,000. I want to be very clear to someone as a gay person who I cannot hold the hand of my husband and walk down a street. I will get things thrown at me in a supermarket. So again, I don't understand it to the same level, but I understand certain aspects. Here's my thing. I would never want anybody to ruin their chance at something because of my struggle. And now that's just me. So I'm saying, all future gay people, I am absolving you. And I don't think it's fair. I do not think it's fair. I saw, I forget who said it on Twitter. It's like the black tax. It is not fair that everyone in that cookout had to do this in order to get to where they are. Like, they all had to sacrifice their personal games
Right.
just to make a point. Like, it is
Well,
not
all of
fair.
them. Right.
Not all. Well, I mean, Kylan and Tiffany are doing Lula, but they really are. We know now Tiffany told Claire a little while ago, and, you know, Claire knew. It was
told
not.
Claire about the cookout?
I mean, you ready? Who you want to
Ready.
be, Tiffany? Who you want to be, Tiffany or Claire? You be Claire.
I'll be Claire.
You be Claire. Hi Claire.
Hey, what's up?
Okay. So you know how Alyssa won the POV?
Yes. My hands are so big. I'm like a Sasquatch. I couldn't do it.
Okay. So, do you remember last season the whole conversation that Devon had with Nicole Anthony?
No, I've only watched the first 3 seasons.
Oh, okay. Here's the thing. It is I can't do it.
Can't do what?
I cannot be someone who puts up and sends out a person of color in this game.
You're Tiffany,
so
right?
it means you have to be going on the block. You should ask me, wait, is there an alliance?
Wait a minute. Is there an alliance?
There is no alliance. This is a personal decision that I am making for myself in the same way that we've seen it happen last season.
Listen, I understand.
No, you are now in a puddle crying for an hour and a half.
I'm so upset. I need to leave so that I can cry.
You don't. You understand.
I understand exactly what you're saying. Get it.
So no, Tiffany told her, and basically, here's what was so annoying to me. Tiffany threw away the 24 hours of strategy sessions, which is what I thought she should have done. The whole plan, telling her about Derek Frazier, telling her about Azza, the whole entire thing she threw away. She flat out said to Tiffany just that. I cannot put another person of color on the block and be a person of color that sends them out. I have to put you up. She kept saying, it's personal, it's personal. It is me doing it. It is nothing else. Claire specifically said to her, so is there an alliance? Are you part? And Tiffany denied it. Now, to fast forward... Yeah, so fucking stupid.
Oh my God, so stupid.
Yep. So to fast forward to the
opportunity to groom her for her jury vote.
No, she has her jury vote. Just hold on. So to fast forward to the end really quickly so I don't forget. Once Tiffany was alone, she literally looked at the camera and she was like, I hope everybody's happy. Claire understands. The jury gets, not the jury, the cookout gets their secret to be kept safe. All of the blame on everything is on me. Everybody's happy except me. And then she just walks out of the room like that. So, I mean, she did. She kept the secret of the cookout. She did not say there was an alliance. All she said was, I tried to keep you safe. I knew they were all coming after you, probably for the same reason. So they were all mad at me for winning because everyone knew you had to go this week. I won to protect you. But now that she won, all of the pressure is on me. And she flat out said to her, I owe you this out of respect. I cannot lie to you. I'm not going to tell you that you're a pawn. I'm not going to feed you like all this bullshit. So she wasn't saying like, I can't lie to you. There's the cookout. But she literally said everything except that. She was like, you're not a pawn. I can't do it. I'm telling you the words. It's personal. She was very specific in the words that she said. So she all but told Claire without specifically telling her. And of course, I mean, it was gut wrenching because there are the moments when Claire is just like, I would never have done this to you.
Yeah.
You know, I have your back. But then Claire kind of came around and said, you don't owe me an explanation. I understand completely why you're doing it. You don't need to explain it to me. You know, Claire took the amazingly high road in all of this. She was like, I understand what you're all doing. You need to be true to yourself, true to your morals. I 100% get it.
And I think just like a lot of people, even that we've talked to outside the house, have taken the high road. I mean, Brent, Christian, all of
Yeah.
them have, which has been pretty amazing. I give them
Yeah,
that
well,
credit because
publicly.
honestly, with this cookout, they never really had a chance.
No,
And
they
I would,
never had a chance, which is
and I
why,
don't know if I'm a bitter Gen Xer where I'd be like, screw you, I'm mad. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be
well,
on the group text to see if we're going to Cheesecake Factory or not. Screw you.
I mean, I think they are mad. I think they know they can't say that they're mad, but that's why you really, I hope, our live feed updaters, that BB23 live
Yeah,
feeds, they have the
love them.
videos of it
Love
as
them.
well as the flashback times.
Oh yeah.
You should really go back and watch it because Claire and Tiffany really navigated the conversation well. It is the conversation that a lot of us, or a lot, not us, but a lot of people have been fighting about on Twitter. So you're sending me home because I'm not a person of color. And Tiffany is literally saying to Claire, I understand if you're angry. Yell at me, be mad at me, talk to me. How are you feeling? Like they navigated it very well. And I think it is, and it's what I hope was going to come out of
Hmm.
this and continues to come out of it, that it shows people ways to have these conversations going forward.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's heartbreaking. It is heart, and Claire basically ended it by saying, look, I'm gonna be really upset tonight. I am sure I am gonna be angry as well, but then I will be over it. I am going to fight for votes. I am gonna fight to stay. So that's the part where I feel like Claire doesn't get it. Because Tiffany was kind of saying to her like,
Right.
go for Azza, go for Hannah. You can probably get their votes. This is the part where I'm like, Tiffany, what are you doing?
That's what I mean. That's what I
Stop
drives me
giving
nuts with her.
right.
You know, and another
Yeah,
thing too, what I like about this cast too, the Claires, everyone else, wasn't really thinking about color, right? So the cookout formed and started eliminating everybody, which I think this is why a lot of people on Twitter and social media got really upset and there's all the racial stuff and everything, but it's not. But I just think coming in with that kind of mind and there's it's their generation, but it was amazing to see and to sit there and have that conversation like you mentioned with Tiffany as well. So
yeah. Now, if we could just weed out the misogyny between some of those cookout guys, we'd be great.
that has nothing to do with color. That has to do possibly with
Eh,
gender. I don't know.
as to do with your penis, but
Yeah.
I can't. Like, here's the thing. I'm gonna lose my mind if Tiffany leaves during the double. Like, honestly,
All
the
right. So yeah,
fact that
let's
Kyland or Xavier are gonna win this game,
yeah.
uh,
Or
and
final
then I
two.
don't understand the semantics of it. Like, I don't, again, I understand what the cookout is about, and I understand the mission, and I understand the goal. I completely understand all of it. I do not understand why Tiffany in this position that she has been forced into has to give up $750,000 in order, like, again, Claire's not winning. She's not, they're not winning.
Right. So, okay, so let's do it. Okay, so eviction, double eviction. They don't know until that day that it's double
They
eviction.
know, they all know, but sure.
Okay, so they speculate. So we've got Xavier and Claire on the block. Claire goes home. Then what do you think's going to happen? Tiffany can't play in the HOH, right? So
Correct.
she's vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And Alyssa's just there with 6 cookouts, so it's only 7 people. Let's
Mm-hmm.
say Alyssa wins.
Sure. But who
What?
cares? But here, okay, let's say Alyssa wins, and
Okay.
I have to say,
She.
shut up, Miss
Yeah.
Vancouver. Thank you so much. So, let's say Alyssa wins, right? Let's say Alyssa puts up Derek and Azza, and one of them goes home. Here's my point. Not all 6 of you are winning. 5 of you are not winning. 4 of you are going home before finale. Why does Tiffany have to give up her shot at winning this game? You have 4 chances to get out Alyssa and Claire. 4 more chances. I get it. So we're just saying it's because in the random chance that one of them wins, they put 2 of them up, yada yada. No, I guarantee you, Tiffany would have been able to get Claire to go after Alyssa. So now you could still have everybody going after Alyssa and keep Claire. However, I will say the same argument applies to Xavier. I don't really love him in this game and love the stuff he's been doing, but same thing for him. It is not fair for Xavier to have to give up his person to help 5 other people, 4 of which will not win. And it wasn't fair for Azza to lose Brittany, and it wasn't fair for Hannah to lose DX. The whole thing now is not fair, but I guess you have to go through with it because you need a winner at the end, or you did it all for nothing. But it just, I'm just heartbroken.
They got to the end, and I think the difficulty is having it get to where it's just the 6, right?
Yes.
So we're at 8 now. And we're going to lose Claire on Thursday, unfortunately. And we've still got Alyssa there. But then at this point, for me, I'd be like, you know what? We're close enough. I'm Tiffany. I made the plan. We're close enough. Alyssa, you and I need to start working together and get some of these boys out. Alyssa, you said you'd go after Kylan. Let's go after Kylan together. And I'd start to get rid of some of the cookout threats.
Well, but here's the problem, and this is why she's not doing it, which I forgot until just a minute ago.
Okay.
Xavier threatened her last night with jury votes. Xavier literally said to her last night, you know, if you don't put Claire up, you're losing 4 jury votes. So that's why Tiffany is doing it. She could either lose Claire's jury vote or the 4 other cookout members. And so, of course... Tiffany's hands are now tied, and she has to do that. But here's the thing. Ready? If I am a non-cookout member, right? And now I have found out that the cookout has taken all of us out of this game. There's 5 of us in jury.
Yeah.
There's 5 of us in jury and 4 cookout members. And now I found out, for the 5 of us non-cookouts, Tiffany couldn't do it anymore. Tiffany couldn't do it to her person. I bet Tiffany could rally the 5 of these people with her speech to be like, I did it for every one of you. Which we know she didn't. But she
Right.
could say, I did it for all five of you. In your memory, in your whatever,
Mhm.
I did. I think she could get the 5 votes from those people. But I
If
mean,
she breaks the alliance early.
she would have to do it now. Tiffany
Yes.
is ending her game. She's ending her game. It's also, I do understand the people that go, it's hard for me to feel bad for Tiffany. She never should have won this. She put herself into this position for zero reason. There is truth to that too. Tiffany did not need to win this HOH. She
Wasn't
did do
supposed
this
to.
to herself. She
Wasn't supposed to.
100% did it to herself. And the thing is, if you were going to do it to yourself, then you need to go through it or you're ending your game. And again, I am so sorry. There is nothing I will ever do for random people that I don't know if I have a now 1 in 7 chance at almost $1 million. There's no way I'm going to care more about what strangers think of me
Like
for
gay
taking that
people,
shot.
you don't care. You just
Yeah,
slit our
and
throats. Just
right,
yeah.
well, 100 I will split your throat and drink your blood. And I'm also a little bit upset that Tiffany has not made any I'm drawing blood comments in the DRs. And now again, I want to be very clear. I understand that that is my privilege, that I do not have the ability to understand, which is why I say I have so much respect for Tiffany for being willing to do it. I would not do it. There is nothing that I do. I would figure out another way to support the gay community or whatever. I and
Right.
and I'm just shocked at Tiffany. I get why all the younger people are so on board with this. Tiffany's my age. I feel like, Tiffany, you understand the world. You understand what $750,000 can do for your life. How
Yeah.
much change and good you could do. Which is why I always say, if I ever played that game, I'm playing for my family. I'm playing to have health insurance. I'm paying to, pay my mortgage. Gay rights, you're gonna have to wait 5 seconds. You're gonna have to take a beat. I'll do it after. I'll put a bumper, I'll start a cherry. I just think you could do, I think, here's the thing. My fear is that the cookout, I don't want it to become a footnote on Wikipedia. They deserve to be up there with Nokomis's 5 finger plan. This Claire and Tiffany, it deserves this huge
Respect.
level of respect that it has earned. And I feel like it would get that with a Tiffany, with a Hannah, even with an Azawin. My fear is if you have a Kylan Xavier or Derek Frazier win, the fandom does not like any of these people, which immediately we validate wins of winners we don't like. See Andy Heron. We've had a gay winner. Nobody fucking respects him for it because you didn't like his game. In the same way that you don't like Kylan or what Xavier's doing. So I feel to have one of them as the winner, I hope that I'm wrong, but I feel like it's going to lessen the impact the cookout had with one of them as a winner, number one. And
Yeah.
number two, people like Tiffany and Hannah and even Aza should deserve it the most. I get frustrated that people don't care enough about Oz's impact either. Has she made big moves? No. Has she won competitions? No. But you know what she has done? Softened the blow for every single thing the
Hmm.
cookout has done to the people it has impacted. She has been a voice of reason, support, understanding, care, compassion. You cannot, it's like if you have a doctor that tells you, hey, you're dying, and then walks away. Um,
Well, I think,
you
and she's got my vote for America's favorite player. But do I think that's enough to be a winner of this? No. I mean,
no,
everybody doesn't like Kylan's game, but he's played the game. He's made
yeah,
moves. He's done stuff. And so that's, for me as a fan, that's what I look at. You know, Jermaine King on the YouTube channel says, Eric, I'm black. It's definitely a community thing. We make sacrifices for the good of the community until there's change. After there's a winner, there won't be a need for the cookout in future seasons. So there we go.
yeah, 100%,
Jermaine.
100%.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. I mean, that's a whole nother can of not that is a whole nother can of worms. I mean, that is another conversation that I would love to have at, a beginning of a show, because I would love to know what is going to happen on future seasons. Will people of color forever now be a target on Big Brother?
Yeah. It's a very
I
good point.
I'm
There has
afraid
been,
that they will
I've seen a
be.
lot of shifts and divide with this Cookout Alliance, and I see a lot of people, putting in screenshots of other big alliances that have been all white for
Right.
years. So,
Yeah, no, well, exactly. I mean, people of color have always been targeted in Big Brother. So
yeah,
it wasn't like I was really asking the question, it was more rhetorical. But more specifically, does this give them the reason? Because
yeah,
now, if you're, what's his face, Caleb, or the other racist one that married the pretty one on Paul's season, whatever, now those people no longer have to be like, oh, I'm nominating the black person, or, I'm doing this. They can now hide their racism and go, well, I watched 23. I'm just doing, I don't know what they're doing. Oh, well, I gotta nominate all the black people now. America, I'm not doing this because I
we
am
don't, yeah,
racist.
we don't need Cookout 2.0 in
Right,
future
we don't
seasons,
want
right?
another cookout. So I'm not just so we're all clear, you guys all watch 23, right? And I'm telling you right now, that's what will happen. Unless we get some amazing cast that hits their head and suffers amnesia, that is what will happen. Is
Yeah,
and that's the part where I say I'm sad. And again, I know it is not, unfortunately, we are two white people doing the show. I would love to know I would love to have Team North come on and talk about this more, because I would love for somebody like, Eric, you are totally wrong here and so off base. That is not happening, or that this
yeah.
is not what it. I hope that the cookout is going to be remembered for something great, because it is something great, and what they have done we have never seen before. I
History making.
It is. I just
Yeah.
don't want it to become a thing that Kylan won so people no
Or
longer respect,
or a thing
or
that
an
or that
excuse.
or a card that a white person plays and says, this is
Correct.
why I'm doing it, so
Yes.
I don't have to, I can, deflect that I'm possibly racist. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
see right on Bella in the chat says, I feel like I'm waiting for the undercooked out. There should be another alliance, like all the white people, like a group of white people next season should create a alliance and call it Undercooked.
Undercut raw. The
Raw,
raw cookout. Yeah.
the raw cookout, undercooked, the undercooked cookout. That is what they should do. It is just sad. But here's the
Right.
thing. Here's the thing, because I like to try and find the positive in all of it. And
Mm-hmm.
my hope, and I do feel that there has been able to have positive conversations around this. So I hope, I look at last season with Nicole, honestly. I got so much hate and death threats, and there was so much anger at her because she wanted to stay and said to Devon, I support you, but I want you to be that person of color that wins. I want to have your back. I want, and all of those conversations that happened last year, it caused a lot of anger and friction in social media. Now I'm seeing we are a year later. It's the same conversations and the same scenarios coming about, but people are able to have the dialogues about it in a less death-threatening, I hate you way.
Right,
So my
right.
point is, I think that the good that is coming out of all of this, regardless of where you fall in any part of it, is people are learning how to communicate these things better. They're being more understanding of people that don't express them the right way or say things the correct way. They are
Right.
more so, like, I love the positives that are coming out of it as well.
No, and
And
I
that's
think
kind of my hope
even,
for it.
as someone with, for me, people are people, humans are humans, but I think the way I used to express myself when I'm so much more educated now with all types of it, not just Big Brother. We're seeing it on Housewives, we're seeing it everywhere. And, some of the language that I was using, I took it in a different way. And when I said it, the way it was probably taken to a person of color was wrong. Like, one of the things I used to say is, I don't see color. And I just thought that was
Yes.
me just looking
Uh,
at human. And it's so wrong. It's
yeah.
so wrong. And
Did you
you
learn
know,
that from Housewives this season?
I didn't learn that from Housewives this season.
That's what it took for you to learn saying I don't see color is wrong?
Well, because I didn't think about it much, because the way what it meant to me was
Right.
completely different.
Right. No, I
And
do
so I didn't
understand that,
realize
Shannon.
I didn't realize what it sounded like until I heard somebody on TV say it and then I went, "Oh God, that sounds horrible." And I'm someone that has said that before. So I'm also learning in progress, but
If
yeah.
if if I was going to compare you to any housewife, as we have seen Hannah do, you would so be Sut. You would
I totally see
100%.
that.
You
I
would
totally see
100.
myself as Sutton. Just
You
a
would
Southern Belle.
so
Yeah.
you would so be Sutton.
Oh my God. Who would you be?
I don't know. Kyle.
Bethany. Bethany.
Kyle. Oh, I wish I was Bethany. Um okay, so, you know, moral of the story being this, the week, the feeds kind of left off, or I left off on the feeds because tonight's episode was airing. So now Claire has not found everything out. Claire has been informed. Tiffany did not go along with the plan. She told Kylan went to her immediately after and said, I talked to Xavier for you. I know that you told her it was personal. I know that you didn't go with the actual plan. Don't worry, I smoothed everything over with Xavier for you. He understands now. We all got your back. We all support you. Blah, 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 blah. So,
Yep, I got that. And you know what? We cannot end a show with, of course, our BB Oracle. And we've got
okay.
Jermaine in the YouTube chat who says, on a lighter note,
Yeah.
can we ask the BB Oracle about Tiff and Kylan's new bedroom alliance? What?
Okay. For those of you that missed it, early morning, Tiffany's in her HOH bed. Kylan gets into the HOH bed too. Kylan gets under the covers. Kylan takes off his microphone. Kylan takes off Tiffany's microphone. Covers go over the heads. There's movement. There's commotion. The covers come off. And I have to say, don't be ridiculous, people. The only thing that was getting jerked off in that bedroom was production. Kylan and Tiffany,
Oh,
as I have said several times, are masters of playing America, playing the house, and playing production. Clearly, there was something Kylan wanted to tell Tiffany that he did not want production to know. So Kylan was smart enough to remove their microphones, go under the covers so they couldn't hear each other talking, so the production couldn't hear them talking, and he whispered some shit to Tiffany. We know from Kylan's DRs, if we believe him, he sees Tiffany as his final two. Tiffany is who he trusts the most in the game. So what he said to her, I don't know. I really hope you guys remember so we can ask them. Now, do I think that Tiffany will reply to it on this show? I sure don't. However, if you remind me to ask her, I'll post in the patron group what she says. Because I have a feeling she'll tell me not on camera. Yeah, remind me to
do we
find out what
know
that.
what was said? Has Tiffany repeated it to anybody or the
No, because
cameras or
there's no
anything?
micro. No, there was no microphones.
Well, I know
Why?
that, but then later on, they're mic'd up, and it's just like, "Hey, you wouldn't believe what Kylan did to me. He came in the bedroom, flipped the covers over." We haven't heard her
No,
spiel
no,
yet. Okay.
no.
Oh my gosh.
It might have to do with the final two. Look, production has actively worked against people they don't want to get far in the game. Kylan and Tiffany both know this. It is smart not to always reveal your plans to production. Look at the perfect example is look at the secret HOH. There was not one mention of the secret HOH not being allowed to play in the next HOH until it came out that Claire won. Once Claire won, then it became you are not allowed to play in the next HOH. And we have seen production do this throughout the years. They make the directions and whatever they want for the twist very generic, and then they drill it down to specifics after, depending on who won and what they want to happen. So, my point is very smart of Kylan and Tiffany to have a
Hmm.
conversation outside of what production could be eavesdropping on. I give them complete credit for that. One final last thing that happened last night on the feeds, Derek and Ozza kind of went at it a little bit. Derek said to Ozza, like, basically, I don't feel you're pulling your weight in this cookout, and I feel like I'm doing everything and you're not. And then Ozza was going back at him, and she would not let it go. She was like, no, we're going to go back to where you think I'm not doing anything in this alliance. Like, she kept bringing it back, and she's like, I'll tell you 4 times I did stuff to save your ass. Like, Derek was trying to like play the victim to Ozza and be like, I'm so mad. And Ozza was not having it. And it was such a good conversation that literally happened this morning at like 5 a.m. my time. So it is definitely one worthwhile to go back and watch.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We've learned so much from you, BB Oracle.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, it is a great time to be alive. It is a great
Yes.
time to be a Big Brother fan. I, appreciate all of you guys tuning in here tonight and watching live because I know the
Oh
feeds
yeah.
are really good right now, and you could be over there watching all the fallout from Claire finding out.
So sweet. And I would want to thank Julia and Nancy Drew and, of course, Jermaine King for bringing up some great points. Carpe Diem in the YouTube chat. C. Farlow, Daiquiri. Where am I? I keep scrolling too much. I just want to thank, yeah, everybody. Abby Love, everybody in the YouTube chat. You guys are awesome.
Well, I want to thank Miss Vancouver for being the #1 fan over on You Now. Lori,
Jermaine King's the number
Cameron,
one fan here. Sorry, man, forgot to mention that.
yay! Pepperberry, Debbie. Thank you to everyone, like we say, that gives bars, likes, shares, comments, All of that is what keep these shows going. So we really, really appreciate it. If you want to hear more numbers from the BB musical, I've been posting them over on the TikTok. You know, they do the you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, they have the whole musical scene, you know, thing. So I've been trying to post one of their BB musical songs every day on the TikTok. There's a lot of fun stuff that I've been posting on the
Yeah.
Insta story that I move over to my bubbles after. So don't worry if you missed it on the day. Just click on the little BB Feeds bubble and you can see all the past fun BB Feed stories. And yeah, we love you guys. Thank you so much for
Love
sharing
you.
the shows,
Thank you for
following
watching
us,
live. Yeah.
commenting. All of it is great. Where do you want people to follow you, Comedy Jonah?
Everywhere at Comedy Jonah. I need to get on. I got a TikTok now, but I haven't done anything with it though. But I got my Comedy Jonah. So I need to start looking into that.
Do you want the TikTok formula, which I can't do? I will make your life real easy. You just got to do the same thing 5 times a day. Don't kill yourself editing. Don't spend hours trying to do crazy shit. Just do
Oh.
one thing that you can do within under a minute and do it 5 times a day, and you'll be TikTok famous. I don't have the ability to put out stuff that's not produced. Like, my OCD won't let me do it. It's why I'm not successful on YouTube, and because you guys don't comment and share and like.
Good
I
to
post
know. Thank you for that recipe.
Yeah, I posted such fun BB Canada mashups. No, I had the towels obsessed with freaking Jedson's penises in the bathtub. I animated towels. No one cared. I was like, done. And I'm done doing any of that. Done. No one cared about it. We love all of you. We will see you guys all on the next show, which will be for me tomorrow, maybe later tonight. And John will be back here on Wednesday. Yay! Love having John back on a Wednesday. Bye for now, everybody. And yes, John, you can borrow my yellow dress. Bye, everybody.
It's tight.